unless my luck forsake me, or unless the devil take me, you'll soon have me home again, my dear, all right. Don't my pretty faster, never fear, while we brave disaster, you'll be quite safe here, knitting soft and writing to us chaps away, who for months are fighting for a former day. If our numbers up, boys, we can't alter fate, so drink another cup, boys, or 'twill be too late. Drink another cup, boys, or 'twill be too late. At the hour of zero, we shall not run away, but you can't expect a hero for a former day. You can't expect a hero for a former day. A former day. Come on, boys, and dance. Come, we'll show a need. We are out upon the spree. You'll see, you'll see. That's what I decree. A real jamboree. Don't miss the last chance, but just follow, follow me. We've still some moments of leisure, half an hour or so, I think. Friends, let us pray. Wanda's measure, let us dance and drink. When you watch our column march off down the street, girls, don't be too solemn, please don't get complete. You know we detest work, picture art and eat, safe behind the breastwork, moving bread and cheese. Let's hope drinking rations are all right. I fear one can't throw four like passions on a can of beer. Can't throw four like passions on a flagon of beer. We shall do our duty, but I hope we may pick up a little booty, for we can't live on our pay. Pick up a little booty, for we can't live on our pay. A former day. Come on, boys, and dance. Come, we'll show a need. We are out upon the spree. You'll see, you'll see. That's what I decree. A real jamboree. Don't miss the love chance, but just follow, follow me. We've still some moments of leisure, half an hour or so, I think. Friends, let us pray. Wanda's measure, let us dance and drink. We've still some moments of leisure, half an hour or so, I think. Friends, let us pray. Wanda's measure, let us dance and drink.
Be parading.
Don't treat us like toy soldiers, for we're not made of lead. My blood at least runs red.
You again. What's that you said?
All right, I'm dumb.
Silence, scum! Silence, scum! You may have heard I'm rather partial to shooting men by field court-martial.
It's very partial to shooting men by field court-martial.
When I mounted my gallant charger, leading the van to the foe, I appear much larger than mortal man. Then I ride at him hell for leather, but strike no blow, I just tickle him with my feather. general called Boum, Boum. So pip-pop-boom, and ta-ra-pa-pa-boom, for general am I, and my name's Boum, Boum. So pip-pop-boom, and ta-ra-pa-pa-boom, but I am the general called Boum, Boum. So pip-pop-boom, and ta-ra-pa-pa-boom, but I am the general called Boum, Boum. And when I ride home through the city, oh, how they cheer, while the girls both plain and pretty all gather near. How they crowd round the spot where Boum is, I'm not averse. But when cuddling a girl, this Boum is a perfect curse. But when cuddling a girl, this Boum is a perfect curse. With a pip-pop-poof and para-pa-pa-boom, but I am the general called Boum, Boum. So pip-pop-poof and para-pa-pa-boom, for general am I, and my name's Boum, Boum. So pip-pop-poof and para-pa-pa-boom, but I am the general called Boum, Boum. So pip-pop-poof and para-pa-pa-boom, but I am the general called Boum, Boum. Oh, 3 cheers for the general!
Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Thank you, comrades, thank you. For your comrade I am. Are we not all fellow servants of our beloved Grande-Duchesse?
3 cheers for the Grande-Duchesse! Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
That's the spirit. Let me tell you that I am proud to command such a splendid body of men. Your valor, proven upon 100 battlefields, is the admiration and envy of the whole world. If I were to say that you were heroes, every single one of you, I should only be... Fritz. Only be exaggerating. To every rule there are exceptions. Each army has its black sheep, and if...
Oh, General, you're not referring to me, are you?
Private Fritz, 3 paces, step forward, march! Yes, I was referring to you. You're a blot on the regimental standard.
I know what's at the bottom of all this. A woman. You know perfectly well that you've been trying to get off with my little Wanda.
Wanda? Never heard of her.
And just because she prefers a private with young blood in his veins to a general with ardent arteries, you're going to give me 6 months in clink.
How the deuce did you guess that? Well, so I am. Unless I have you shot instead.
That wouldn't do much good with Wanda.
I tell you, I don't even know the girl.
Oh, yes, you do. The one you chucked under the chin last night and called your little popsy wopsy.
Oh.
General!
Ah, you're welcome, Nepomuc. The enemy at last, eh? Orderly, my horse!
Sorry to disappoint you, General. It's the Grande-Duchesse. She's coming to inspect her regiment.
Did you hear that, my men?
She also wishes a guard for her tent.
Tell Her Highness that I will personally supervise the arrangements. Private Fritz,
As usual.
you will mount guard over Her Highness's tent.
Scent?
No, tent, you blockhead. Don't try to be funny with me, my man. I'm the only one who is allowed to be funny. Sergeant Major,
Sir!
post the sentry.
Very good, sir. Private Fritz, your beat will extend from here to a point 5 paces due north of it. Understand? Here's the routine orders for sentry duty. I should advise you to study them with utmost attention.
Righto, Sergeant Major.
Sergeant Major,
Sir!
order the troops to fall in.
Sir, ward will number from the left. From the left, number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, 45, 8.
All right, I should think so too.
9, 10,
11, 12. All right, that'll do. All present and correct, sir.
Splendid. By the left, right wheel. Carry on, Sergeant Major.
Very good, sir. Now then, what do you think you are? Morris dancers, into foil. Left, down. As you were. Quick, march.
Oi, they went that way, General. Huh, that's the army all over.
If you're a corporal, you can pinch a private skull, and a sergeant can pinch a corporal skull. And if you're commander-in-chief, you can start a blinking harem. Hello, there's my little Wanda coming to look for me. That'll give the old blighter something to think about.
Now don't be greedy.
should appeal to the man, not to the soldier. The soldier is adamant. Mutinous dog.
Wonderful sugar daddy mustn't get into a paddy.
Stop that, Wanda. I'd rather be shot than let you get me out of it this way.
well, Papa Boum is very fond of his baby, you know.
He's not so old.
Did you hear what I said?
Damn this feather. Not as old as all that, eh?
Then you promise you won't do anything to Fritz.
Hey, well, I'm not making any promises, but, well, you wait till the war's over. He may be dead then, or I may.
No such blinking luck.
Thank you, General. Thank you, darling Papa Boum.
Ah, there is the enemy. War at last. Orderly, my horse.
In that case, I'd better be getting back to my platoon.
Yes, my man, rejoin your platoon at once, but at the same time consider yourself under arrest.
Right, Charles. I'll consider it. Come along, Wanda. Let's go and have one before the battle begins. So long, General.
Hands up or I fire! Oh, it's you, is it?
Rudolph!
My old friend Baron Puck. What's the matter with you?
I was on my way here to see you, and suddenly one of your confounded sentries called upon me to halt and give the countersign.
Well, what did you do?
I waved my hand to him in what I considered to be a perfectly friendly fashion, when without another word he...
Fire!
Don't do that! You know you ought to be in the circus, giving farmyard imitations.
But you mean to say he missed you?
Yes, thank heaven.
Really, the marksmanship in our army is deplorable. But why run the gauntlet of the outpost lines? We're on active service.
That's exactly my point. You want to keep up the morale of your troops, don't you?
Are you trying to teach me my job?
Of course not, my dear Rudolph. I only want to warn you that the Grande-Duchesse is on her way here.
So Nepomuc told me. We're ready when she is.
Really, Rudolph, you may be a good general, but you're a poor psychologist. Think of the effect. Her Highness, a woman, trusting her person to your brutal and licentious soldiery. A superb gesture.
I'll see that my troops behave if you'll see that Her Highness does.
In order to enhance the success of the visit, I have arranged, my own idea, I may say, that Her Highness and you should sing the song of the regiment together. That should rouse the enthusiasm of the troops to fever heat.
Sing it with me. Yes, that is a good idea. But can she sing?
A little disappointing in the top register. You accept?
A man of honor cannot decline either a duel or a duet.
Well, that's that. But, Rudolph, I'm a little worried about the Grande-Duchesse, and I'd like your advice. Pinch of snuff?
None of that infant sneezing powder for me. I'm used to stronger stuff. No need to get the wind up over a pistol shot, you civilian.
My hat! There's a bullet hole in it.
Oh, come. It might easily have been a worse shot. Not exactly a bull, but at least a magpie.
I think that hole might have been here.
By the way, what is in your head?
Oh, yes. I was going to tell you about the Grande-Duchesse. You know the true reason for this war.
One doesn't need to have a reason for a war.
Not a general, perhaps, but a politician does. The Grande-Duchesse is no longer a flapper.
No, she's a good deal longer than that.
Exactly. Now, I know what ladies are.
Are you presuming to teach me?
Do listen, Rudolph. I've been reading up the subject in Freud, and what she needs is distraction. Affairs of state to counteract affairs of the heart. You understand?
Well?
What has always been the historic policy of Gérolstein? When in doubt, declare war on Rottenburg.
I see what you mean. You want to give Her Highness some interest in life beyond, how shall I put it delicately, beyond her innocent, I'm sure they're perfectly innocent, flirtations.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, they are. Not only that, but also to mobilize her scattered affections upon one suitable young man. My choice, if not hers, has fallen upon Prince Paul of old Langsteinenstein. But in racing parlance, my dear Rudolph, I may have backed a stumer.
A non-starter? The young fool couldn't say boo to a goose, let alone what about it to a Grande-Duchesse.
I know. I choose him because he was a half-wit, and therefore perfectly harmless.
Her Highness doesn't want a half-wit for her husband.
No, but we do.
Look here, my dear Rudolph. Suppose Her Highness were to fall genuinely in love with some young man of character and ability. Where should we be?
Down the train.
Exactly.
You're not such a fool as you look.
Everything depends upon the double event, the victorious war. And marriage with Prince Paul, or to put it more poetically, let Mars entertain her until Cupid has strung his bow. Or yet again, to employ quite a different metaphor.
Yes, all right, my dear fellow. You're not addressing your constituents now. What is it? The enemy? Orderly, my horse!
No, sir. The Grand Duchess may be here at any moment.
Very well. Order the troops to fall in.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
I think we understand each other now, don't we, Rudolph? You're sure you do?
Of course I do. I sing a regimental song with the Grand Duchess. I march away at the head of my troops. I at once win a glorious victory. I dictate terms to the enemy. I return to Gérolstein in triumph. I ride through the capital, the hero of the hour. I am kissed by every
Yes,
pretty
you've got the
girl.
idea, all right, but remember, we've got to hold on to our jobs at any price.
As a soldier, I shall certainly stick to my guns. Take guard! personal touch. Very valuable. Schwartz! 3 paces forward, march!
Private Schwartz? Yes, of course. I remember that we've already decorated you for bravery in the field, and shall, I hope, have the occasion to do so again. Not that one, the other.
A Schumacher! 3 paces forward, march! A museum piece, Your Highness, but a fine old veteran, wounded in the groin at the Battle of the Boyne.
No! The young one.
Fritz, curse him. Private Fritz! 3 paces, step forward, march!
What's your name?
Fritz, Your Highness.
How long have you been in my army?
3 months with the regiment, Your Highness. 3 months in Clink.
Clink? I don't think I understand.
On special duty, Your Highness.
Are you still a private?
Yes, Your Highness.
That's where you're wrong. You're a corporal. Yes, as colonel of the regiment, I promote you corporal.
Me? A corporal? Oh, you're a sport, that's what you are. Oh, that's what Your Highness is.
Here, you, what the devil do you think you're doing?
I thought I'd just tell my little girl the good news.
Well, let's make it even better news. You may tell her you're a sergeant. You can dismiss the parade.
Captain Nepomuc, dismiss the parade.
Sergeant Major, dismiss the parade.
Huzzah! Carry on, Sergeant Fritz. Didn't you hear my orders?
Parade, bars, off!
On the contrary, Sergeant, don't send them away. I came here to be among my troops, to share their life, to get to know them.
Seems to be all over this fellow Fritz, or whatever his name is.
What did I tell you? I can deal with him all right. Can't you do something about her?
I'll try. Your Highness?
One moment, Baron. Sergeant Fritz. Now tell me, was your sweetheart pleased?
Pleased? She didn't know whether it was Christmas or Easter. Saving Your Highness's presents.
And your comrades, are they pleased too?
Well, you can't have it both ways, you know. I mean, you can't be popular and a sergeant.
And how do you like your life in the army? Do they feed you well?
That's according to taste, Your Highness. The draft beer's all right.
And what about your officers? Do they treat you properly?
Yes, generally speaking, Your Highness. Well, perhaps not speaking generally. He's a fair terror, he is.
How dare you!
General Boum, you forget yourself. We are speaking to this soldier.
But Your Highness, I
That
can't
is
allow
quite enough, General. You were saying?
He's always down on me, just because he's got a crush on my girl.
Your Highness, I cannot allow this man to go on.
And will. So you think that the General is in love with this young woman. She must be very pretty.
Well, Your Highness, she's my cup of tea, all right.
I should like to meet this cup. I mean this paragon.
Para what?
I say I should like to meet her.
Oh, very good, Your Highness. Oi, Wanda. Now then, jump to it.
So you two young people are in love?
Yes, milady.
Highness, you fool.
Oh, yes, Your Highness.
It must be very, very wonderful.
If only we could afford to get married, Your Highness.
Suppose I made him a lieutenant. Would that help?
Oh, Your Highness.
Very well. He's now Lieutenant Fritz.
I don't know how to thank Your Highness.
I feel quite faint. It's terribly hot.
Terribly. Perhaps Your Highness would like...
A drink? I certainly should.
I'm afraid the wet canteen hardly caters for
I'll
such a
drink
journey.
whatever my gallant troops drink. Vivandier, glasses. Drinks, my girl. Drinks all around.
This Fritz business is getting a bit thick.
That's all right. Subaltern, first over the top.
Yes, but he'll have snaffled a cushy job at the base unless we do something quickly. Try her with the song of the regiment.
Good idea. Perhaps Your Highness would like to hear the song of the regiment.
Oh, you mean the song of my regiment and my favorite tune. I'll sing to them myself. Lieutenant Fritz.
But Your Highness can't possibly sing the regimental song with a mere subaltern.
Can't I? Of course, you know best, General. But it would be all right if I choose captain.
Well, Captain, yes, well, that's another matter.
Then will you join me, Captain? Captain Fritz. What a fine regiment is my Royal Gérolstein Grenadier. When the foe knows we're in the line, he very shortly disappears. Your gunners of us and infantry, units to by the score. Yes, don't you forget that the ASC and planetary corps. Now your jealousy grabs the street. Don't think I mind you steer. Well, who in creation can compete with the Royal Grenadiers?
Your Highness!
What is it now, Captain Nepomuc?
Your Highness, Prince Paul, with his Chamberlain Baron Grog, has been stopped at the outpost line and awaits Your Highness's permission to proceed.
Prince Paul, you may bring me here. Baron Grog can remain where he is with the outposts. You can tell him once and for all that I have not the slightest intention of receiving him.
As Your Highness pleases.
Now, Captain Fritz, your sovereign must give way to your tailor. I want to see you in your new uniform.
Oh, I shall fit the uniform all right, provided it fits me.
Very well. Don't be too long. Gentlemen, within the hour, you will be marching off to do battle for your beloved Gérolstein and for me. I shall be here to bid you Godspeed.
Hooray! Cannon! Stop! Halt! Left! Turn! Quick! March!
man.
Oh, that he was.
What? You here and in another new suit?
Well, I put it on just in case you felt like getting married today. Rather nice bit of stuff, don't you think? I flatter myself that I do look the complete bridegroom.
Bridegroom? My dear Paul, haven't you realized that there's a war on?
Yes, war and love go together, don't they?
In a national crisis, a woman can only love a soldier.
What about volunteer?
Paul, do you mean that you're going to volunteer?
Why not? I may as well get killed in a good cause and become the laughing stock of Europe.
Whatever do you mean?
Well, I'd rather have a nicely worded obituary notice in the Times than a lot of nasty little paragraphs in the society columns of other papers.
What on earth are you talking about?
Well, just listen to this one. Such a dandy as bonny Prince Paul with his posy and white gloves and all. He's chic and he's cute, but when pressing his suit, I'm afraid he's no good at all.
For weeks you know I've wooed and waited to hear you say the fateful yes. And now as well it seems I'm fated to be the target of the threat. Each time I come and pay a visit to Gérolstein, a perfect dog. In white kid gloves they ask, why is it you always go and put me off? The papers hint my future scorning and write me down a perfect day. That's what the papers seem to say. I really wish you'd name the day. I really can't afford a new bouquet and white kid gloves each morning. That is what the papers say. You can't let your way. I really can't afford a new bouquet. I wish you'd name the day. The Times devotes its comic leaders to poking fun at Portland's fall. The Morning Post assures its readers that I'm no earthly use at all. The Mirror has a page of pictures which show me as a boy at school. The Telegraph is full of strictures and makes me out a perfect fool. The French press too is most sarcastic. The Petit Monsieur Transvaria, but even that's not quite so thick. As cavalcades this little tick, you must admit a dirty trick. At least it's just a trifle drastic. That's what the papers say. Dear Paul, you cannot have your way. My hair will soon be going grey. I really wish you'd name the day.
That's right. Laugh at me like everyone else does.
Oh, my dear Paul, you know you wouldn't like me if I hadn't got a sense of humor. Oh, Fritz, your new uniform suits you admirably. Doesn't it, Paul?
Looks to me as though they had popped him off with the last year's model. That coat's at least an inch too long in the skirt and an inch too high in the collar. Still, on the whole, the effect is not too displeasing.
Not displeasing. It's perfect. Captain, will you tell General Boum and Baron Puck that I am waiting for them?
Certainly, Your Highness.
Don't argue with me. You can't fight a battle on barley water. Beer! Beer!
Yes, beer is best.
Orderly, my table!
Ah, here you are, gentlemen. Prince Paul, we shall be grateful if you will remain and give us the benefit of your advice. Well, General.
You can go.
Thank you, General.
On the contrary, I want Captain Fritz to remain in case...
In case what?
Oh, just in case, now, General.
Highness, I doubt if I shall be able to make the subtlety of my tactics quite clear to the lay mind. Put simply, my plan is this. At the moment, according to our information, the enemy is at a village called Grande-Duchesse, the junction of 3 roads. Along this one, I shall send the cavalry under Colonel Spitz. Along this, the infantry under Colonel von Tinkle. While I myself, with the commissariat, will follow the broad road. We converge on the village, surround the enemy, and annihilate it.
Good! Splendid!
Magnificent.
Rotten.
Who the devil asked you to speak, sir? Hold your tongue, you insubordinate puppy. What the deuce do you know about tactics?
Oh, nothing much, General. But I do know Grande-Duchesse, because I was born there. My hometown, as you might say. That's not a road, it's a sheep track. That's a country lane about 3 feet wide. You couldn't get a pram along it, leave alone a cannon. And that, the broad one, your one, is the River Danube.
Oh.
Yes, by Jove, he's quite right. So it is.
What have you to say to that, General Boum?
What I have to say is not for your Highness's ears. I shall tell Captain Fritz my opinion elsewhere.
But surely, after what he has told us, you will have to modify your plan.
Never.
That's the spirit. Yes, quite.
All your strategy can't turn a river into a road, General.
My strategy will adapt itself to the conditions. And I don't admit that that is a river.
If you'd swum it as often as I have, well, you wouldn't...
Gentlemen, we're discussing a battle, not a bathing party.
Exactly. Captain Fritz, you seem to know this part of the world. How would you conduct the campaign?
Why, it's as easy as falling off a log. I should
Is
first of
your
all...
Highness going to take the advice of this very junior officer in preference to mine?
Why not?
Why not? A captain telling his general what to do?
A mere peasant was a private 10 minutes ago. It's indecent.
So that's the trouble, is it? A general can't take advice from a captain, nor a prince from a peasant. Well, that's easily remedied. Captain Fritz, I appoint you to the joint command of my armies with General Boum.
General, that's what I am. Where's that ruddy Sergeant Major?
But does your Highness realize...
Perfectly. And in order that you can converse on terms of equality with Prince Paul, I create you Baron von Tuberg-Lager, Count von Unzu-Pilsner. Does that satisfy you, gentlemen?
Of course, your Highness can do no wrong.
Can't she?
Not according to law.
A damn silly law.
Very well, then. What is your plan, General Fritz?
Quite simple. Now, there's a ford there, waist deep for a man. That'll be up to the general's neck. There's another ford there for the cavalry. They come in at the north end of the village, the infantry at the south, and then we've got them.
Admirable.
Yes.
Absurd.
Grotesque.
General Boum, those are the tactics which you will carry out in concert with your colleague, General Fritz.
Never.
Here, here.
You refuse to obey my orders?
I do.
Then you, General Fritz, will have to act alone as supreme commander of all our forces.
Suits me all right. Here, Boum, old cock. I'll trouble you for that feather.
Let me fix it for you, General. And now, General Fritz, I want to present you to your troops as their new commander-in-chief. General Boum, kindly see that my whole army is paraded.
Am I to take orders from this?
Don't lose your temper, my dear Rudolph. Our time will come.
There you are, General. You will, of course, have to get another new uniform. I'm so sorry to give you such a lot of trouble.
No trouble at all, your Highness.
All of the troops to fall in, Captain Nepomuc.
Carry on, Sergeant Major.
Now, come on, you lot. Roll in, roll in. Captain Nepomuc, order the army to march.
Sergeant Major, order the army to march.
Attention! Quick! Back!
my way, you soon put his hat.
Oh, is it really true?
My good girl, can't you hear?
Yes, it's really true.
I'll not leave you, dear.
Another day you'll find.
Darling, you know I shan't.
I don't mind.
Another girl I can't.
When you finish to tell it, don't doubt it was never his only alive and the father in his grave.
want him underground.
I want you safe and sound.
We want his scalp or pound. Of Victor I'll return. He'll not return at all. Victor I'll come back with a full knapsack. Others may be staying here at the moment end here. But if I fall, so I can have more. I shall end the war in a week or more. He'll come back with a full knapsack. Others may be staying here at the moment end here. Never mind, please, so I can have more. He will end the war in a week or more. Right up the tune, boys, off we go. La 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 la. We'll be coming back again, boys, full of woe. And
his knee.
My Carl, too? The beast. Is that meant to be your comrade, or isn't it? Of course it isn't. Just wait till I get him home. I'm so sorry I showed it to you. My Johann at least is faithful to me. Your Johann made the sketch, my dear. And we all know what Johann is with his gay parties and enchanting manners, don't we?
I should say so.
Who doesn't? Except either. Cats.
Great news! Wonderful news!
Well, what is it? Go on.
Oh, no. I parted with those letters without getting anything for them. But the postman's worthy of his hire. What's wrong with a kiss?
Certainly not. How dare you? Oh, in the circumstances, perhaps.
Well?
Dispatches take a long time to travel from the front, you know. That's only got them as far as headquarters. Won't you hurry them up?
Now, will you tell us?
They're still at headquarters.
There you are, then. Pigs.
They've just reached the base post office. One more stage and the dispatches will be delivered.
Well, if you really must.
Here's the news, and cheap at the price. General Fritz is returning at the head of his victorious troops. He will make his official entry into the capital almost at once. Oh, no, ladies, really. I should love to, but I haven't the time.
Good evening, Captain. I understand that Her Highness has at last agreed to receive Baron Grog, my father's chamberlain. I may remind you that he has been waiting for this audience since...
Yes, I believe that was the arrangement. But Your Highness must appreciate that this glorious news has cancelled everything. Another time.
That's what she always says.
For once, Her Highness seems to have a legitimate excuse.
Thank you, Baron. I feel sure you understand.
But she promised faithfully.
I know she did, but she's changed her mind. Afraid I'm far too busy to discuss the matter now. I've got to go and fix things up so that the General gets a real rousing welcome. Ladies, you're most devoted. Your Highness most humble. Baron, you're most obedient.
Ladies, your servant. Allow me to present to you my father's chamberlain, Baron Grog.
Enchanted.
Overwhelmed.
But, Your Highness, you're wounded.
A mere trifle. I flatter myself that I am the first, and I believe the only casualty.
A bullet? A saber cut? A bayonet thrust?
No. One of those confounded army mules. A most violent and treacherous brute. I merely gave it a good-natured slap on the hindquarters, but instead of being pleased, it appeared to resent the familiarity. Item, 1 broken arm. Item, 2 fractured ribs. Item, a bruise about the size of a cannonball.
Poor. It is poor.
Thank you. Your sympathy makes me almost grateful to that mule. I wonder if one of you ladies would increase my debt to you by informing Her Highness that I wish to speak to her at once.
At once? Oh, Prince Paul, you're becoming a real caveman.
I only wish my comrade were as ardent.
That'll be quite enough from you, thanks. Kindly do as I ask.
Did you hear that? I beg your Highness pardon.
Oh, no. It's for me to apologize. But the rough life of a camp, you know, is apt to make one forget the amenities of a court. We soldiers don't stand on ceremony. We say exactly what we think. I must remember my manners when I meet Her Highness.
I shouldn't. I should give her a bit of that rough camp stuff.
Yes, I understand that Her Highness has always shown a marked predilection for soldiers.
Oh, thanks for the tip. I'll try it.
Ladies, Her Highness is waiting for you.
Oh, Lord, come on or we shall get into trouble.
Perhaps you, General, would be good enough to tell Her Highness that Baron Grog and I are waiting.
I will do anything to serve Your Highness. But what sort of temper is she in?
In the best of spirits, naturally. But when I left her, she was just about to make her toilet in order to receive her victorious army. You burst into her boudoir when she was in her,
Quite. I'm afraid it's impossible. She's in her at her toilet.
But she won't take the whole morning in her, at her toilet.
With great respect, that just shows how little Your Highness knows about women. I should say that it's a long odds against her being ready in time.
All right. But when I see her, I'll give her a piece of my mind.
Your Highness must not be too extravagant.
Damn me, sir, I like like a youngster to show a bit of spirit.
Oh, but when I do see her, I'll...
You won't see her today, or rather, she won't see you. She'll have eyes for no one except General Fritz.
Loathsome brute. Do you know, he stood there and laughed when that mule kicked me.
The man's a cad.
Utterly unfit for human society.
But not apparently for the Grande-Duchesse. Whereas I am. Well, if I don't manage to see Her Highness in this world, no doubt we shall meet on the Day of Judgment.
Surely. You won't have to wait for the last trump.
Or the crack of doom.
Gentlemen.
What the devil's that? The enemy! It must be the enemy! Let me get at him!
You're right for once, my dear Rudolph. It is the enemy, our enemy, and you needn't move because he'll be here in a minute.
You mean Fritz?
Who else?
You said just now that he was unfit for human society. I say he's unfit to live. A great hulking brute who laughs when a comrade is gored by a mule.
Do you hear that? He's right for anything now. I'd like to give that mule a carrot.
Unfit to live, so he is. Well said, my lad.
So are you.
Rudolph, don't forget His Highness is wounded. One mule at a time.
old boy in red cross gold, with bloodshot eyes are rankly searches, and shouts to me, well done, what's yours? I answer no, this round on me, sir. He makes attacks, then hiccups back, hip to the devil, may you be, sir. The poor old mutt, clean off his nut. Oh, what a scene was spread before us, I wink, he gives a sickly grin. Then suddenly strikes up the chorus, and all the other chaps join in. La 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 la, la 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 la. A glorious sight, most inspiring, the whole Wanda, completely shocked before we even thought of firing shot and all like line pits for. Still till the end of time, that spot will be counted as a national shrine. There upon the field of battle we gave our all for Gérolstein. There upon the field of battle we gave our all for Gérolstein. Upon the field of battle, upon the field of battle, we gave our all for Gérolstein.
Long live General Fritz!
You have the thanks of all Gérolstein, and not the least of Gérolstein's sovereign. Your valor, allied to the most subtle and daring strategy, has gained for us a glorious victory. You have conquered by craft no less than by courage, for not only did you defeat the enemy, you outmaneuvered him in a real battle of wits.
A real battle of half-wits.
Did you speak, General Boum?
Only to my old friend, Baron Puck, Your Highness.
And what did you say to your friend, Baron Puck?
I said, what did I say?
The General, like the rough old warrior that he is, capped Your Highness's praise colloquially, but rather neatly. Your Highness said a real battle of wits, to which the General, in his enthusiasm, added a real battle, not half, Fritz, a tribute expressed in military slang. If Your Highness will allow me to explain from one famous soldier to another. How's that?
You are forgiven, General Boum. It is indeed rare to find such admiration expressed by one commander for another. But when we are speaking, we do not expect to be interrupted.
As Your Highness pleases. I got out of that very well.
We did.
I heard what you said.
My lords and ladies, no further words of ours are needed to emphasize the splendid services which General Fritz has rendered to the state. His deeds speak for themselves. You have therefore our permission to retire, as we wish to hear from the General Fritz a more detailed and confidential account of the campaign.
Confidential is the operative word.
Look here, I'm going to...
No, not now.
Captain Nepomuc, you have arranged for the entertainment of our guests?
I have, Your Highness. Coffee will be served on the right.
Champagne on the left.
General?
Your Highness?
At last we are alone, and I can thank you, not as your sovereign, but as a woman.
No need to say any more about it. I only did my duty.
You're too modest, like all really great men, but I feel that I, too, deserve some credit. Out of all my men, I picked you, a private, to command my army.
Well, you might have done worse. I will say that.
I couldn't have done better. Directly I saw you, I knew you were the man for me. I mean, the man to lead my army. But now the war's over. What are you going to do?
Well, Your Highness, I hadn't thought about it.
Have you no ambition? There are other fields to conquer besides the fields of battle.
Other fields? No, I'll be hanged if I'll go back to the farm. It's in for a dig.
In for a dig? Yes, I suppose it is.
No. I mean it's undignified. I suppose a private can beat his sword into a ploughshare, but not a general.
You certainly will not go back to any farm. I've given orders that you shall have a suite at the palace.
A sweetie in the palace? Oh, I say.
General, you're too delicious. I mean a suite of rooms, but perhaps...
Perhaps what?
Perhaps there may be a sweetie, as you call it, for you too.
Oh, I don't think Your Highness understands. By a sweetie, I mean a bit of, a girl.
Exactly.
I don't know. Is Your Highness trying to tell me that there's a girl in the palace who's in love with me? Call her pretty.
She's not a maid. I mean, she's not a servant.
Then I give it up.
If you can't guess, I can't tell you. She confided in me, and I can't betray her secret.
No, I see that. Of course you mustn't.
But as she can't speak for herself, she asked me to plead for her.
Did she? Then she must be a great friend of Your Highness.
My best. We were brought up together.
A lady of the court in love with me? Gertrude, you're pulling my leg.
Exactly belly flatters.
I will tell her that.
But just now all my wits are scattered.
I will tell her that.
You can say that I'm rather fickle.
Must I tell her that?
But I love playing slap and tickle.
I will tell her that.
I dropped the brick, but really as the flame is upon my Sam. For this once I am just jiggered. If I can fathom what her game is, or who this most mysterious dame is, I'll try again. You can say that I long to know her. You may say when we meet I'll show her.
She will like that.
I'm afraid I'm a tongue-tied fellow.
She won't like that.
But my words you will change to tell her.
Now I confess.
Now I confess. I'm in a mess. But she's hard and in part what she's trying to express.
Now I confess.
Now I confess.
It's not a bit.
I'm in a mess. But she's hard and in part what she's trying to express. Now I confess. I'm in a mess. But she's hard and in part what she's trying to express.
General.
Your Highness?
Where are you going?
Nowhere, Your Highness.
Well, have you made up your mind?
No, I haven't. You see, I'm a plain sort of chap, and I like to meet a girl before I fall in love with her.
You have met her.
You mean she was among the crowd just now when I said my little party piece?
She was.
Yeah, but that doesn't help me. I was looking at Your Highness, not at anyone else.
Looking at no one else but me. Won't you sit down, General? You must have had a terrible time.
Oh, nothing much to complain about, really. Taking things by and large, one gets quite a lot of fun.
Does one?
Rather. I wonder if... Well, it'll make Your Highness laugh anyway. A little thing Captain Joanne did for me. If he drew a sword as well as he draws a picture or a cook, he'd be a general like me.
Captain Joanne?
Yeah, you know, the chap that's engaged to Countess Isa. I say, it isn't she that's gone on me, is it?
Isa? Of course not. Has she dared?
No, never spoken to her. I only wondered.
Then you needn't wonder anymore, so far as Isa's concerned. But what is it you want to show me? One of Captain Johan's sketches?
Yeah, that's me, of course. Not bad, is it? And that's, well, Your Highness wouldn't remember her.
Wanda?
Yeah, Wanda. Your Highness has got a wonderful memory for faces.
You took this girl with you to the front?
Well, not exactly took. But she happened to be working in an hospital next door to my headquarters, and, well, there we were.
There you are. So you abuse your position in order to carry an intrigue with this village wench. Disgraceful.
Oh, come, Your Highness. A general isn't always on parade.
You are not on parade now, General, and so I have no right to detain you any longer. You may go.
Your Highness...
Go!
Oh, well, just as Your Highness says.
Tell him not the heart of a queen might have been given to him, and he shone not daring. Tell him not my love, which he spurned greatly to great, relentless and
Your Highness, guests are waiting for you. The cotillon, Your Highness.
Yes, I've forgotten the cotillon. Captain Nepomuc?
Madame, the honor has gone to my head, and I'm afraid will go to my feet, too.
Stop! You must excuse me. I am not in the mood tonight. But please, don't let me spoil your pleasure.
But, Your Highness...
Do you recognize this, Captain Nepomuc?
General Fritz. Joe, that's good. Simply marvelous.
General Fritz! Traitor Fritz!
Yes. Better carry on, I suppose.
in the anteroom at present. Knocking them back 19 to the dozen.
Very odd.
Damn odd.
Will you excuse me, gentlemen? I've still got all sorts of things to arrange. Illuminating the town hall, torchlights too. Oh, yes, and the General's apartments, of course.
The Red Suite.
Yes, the Red Suite, according to Her Highness's orders. But you see, the whole thing depends on me. Thank heaven we don't have a bottle victory every day.
The Red Suite.
Yes, that's all right. But I wish we knew what had happened here between him and the Grande-Duchesse.
Looks as though they've been having a paper chase.
This appears to be a female leg.
Where?
How's a bit of a man's body? In uniform.
I've got his head. Fritz's head.
You haven't yet, old friend, but you shall.
Here's a bit more of a girl. That must go there.
More legs. Hello. Here's a face. I don't recognize the face.
You're not looking at the face. I know who it is. It's little Wanda. Little Wanda, in that infernal scoundrel's arms.
Now, what do you make of that?
Displays a certain talent, but the perspective's not too good, is it? That leg's all out of drawing.
No, don't you realize this may be of the utmost value to us?
What? In its present condition?
I'll just show you the apartments, General, in the Red Suite.
Thank you, Captain. Hello, who the deuce did that?
You don't know?
No, but I can guess. Sort of thing you would do.
Are you accusing me, sir?
And now then, General, this way, please. Sorry to hustle you, but my time isn't my own today.
Right, you are. Do you hear that? Not done so badly for myself, have I? Sleeping in the palace.
I'll see you sleep all right, my friend.
If he didn't tear up that sketch, it must have been Her Highness. But why?
Because it outraged her artistic sensibilities. As I was explaining to you, the foreshortening of that girl's leg...
What's the girl's leg got to do with it? We're going to foreshorten Fritz's neck.
I beg your pardon.
You've gone too far to draw back now, hasn't he?
Undoubtedly.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
And then let me explain. You've heard all of us mention the Red Suite. Does that convey nothing to you?
Only that the colour scheme is presumably red.
Never mind the colour scheme. Look at that picture.
Now, that's not at all a bad picture, though I confess I don't much care for the early Flemish school.
We're not here to talk of pictures. We're here to discuss...
murder.
Did you say murder?
Yes.
Oh, red. Then what's that portrait got to do with it?
You see that pistol in his hand? Go and press the trigger firmly with your thumb.
Oh, no, you don't. I've been had that way before. A stream of water shoots out of the muzzle and gets you in the eye.
Press that trigger.
There! I knew there was some silly trick about it.
No trick, sir. What you heard was the cry of the screech owl.
Funny place to keep a pet.
Your Highness, that door hasn't been opened for nigh on 200 years.
Exactly 200, Rudolph.
Let me tell it.
But it is. We shall be celebrating the bicentenary in October.
Why not tonight?
Yes, why not?
But what exactly are you going to celebrate?
One of the grimmest deeds in the whole annals of Gérolstein.
Oh? Has this secret passage got anything to do with it?
That passage, sir, leads to the Red Suite.
Which hasn't been occupied since the days of Count Max. The base, the infamous,
the vile,
the renegade,
the debauched,
the cowardly,
the Mephistophelian,
the Count Max.
Not a very popular character, I gather.
Oh, it makes your flesh creep, this tale I'd have you ponder.
No more command they sleep in that apartment yonder.
But why did no one sleep? Because their ghosts still wander. Count Max, the young scamp, smart but lazy, lived by his wits. But women he drove simply crazy, trouser like Fritz, the Duchess herself just adored him, but being discreet, decided to bed and to board him in Lawrence Suite. Each night when other folk were sleeping, Max didn't snore. He'd wait until he heard her creeping towards that door, towards that door, towards that door, towards that door. Take warning from what we've sung, take warning, those that Queen loves are young. So mind you want Max, like poor dear Max, Count Max from Sutrax, yes, poor Count Max. So mind you want Max, like poor dear Max, Count Max from Sutrax, from Super Tax, Super, from Super Tax, Super, from Super Tax.
One night for his fond mistress waiting, Max that young scamp, in that said of her step hesitating, and a deep tramp. Well, men in that light dim and sickly entered the room. They told Max to say his breast quickly, didn't they, Boum? Oh, he seemed like some tragedy actress, one sees his corpse. Why, one with the stillborn of practice cut Max's throat, cut Max's throat, cut Max's throat, cut Max's throat. Take warning from what we sung, take warning, those that Queen loves are young. My Newland lacks, like poor dear Max, Count Max von uns so Drax, yes, poor Count Max. So mind you want Max, like poor dear Max, Count Max von uns so Drax, und vom Super Tax, Super, vom Super Tax, Super, vom Super Tax. Have you got the hang of it? Of course I have. I'm not a dud, sir. A rogue to a murder. A scoundrel's throat to slit. A throat to slit, I must admit. I don't like blood, sir. And Fritz must die, and you know why. Yes, Fritz must die, I say so I. Yes, Fritz must die. Yes, Fritz must die. Yes, Fritz must die. Yes, Fritz must die. We'll swat that fly, at least we'll try. Or else I'll know the reason why. Tonight when he comes home again, we'll put him there, he can't complain. A bedroom, bathroom, all complete. It is the most luxurious suite. Tonight when he comes home again, we'll put him there, he can't complain. A bedroom, bathroom, all complete. It is the most luxurious suite. And you dream of a royal wedding, for your eyes will arise pictures in the gloom, those footsteps so softly treading will be those of Paul and Puck and Boum, the steps of Paul and Puck and Boum. Yes, it is four steps. Now then, here comes Boum. Yes, behold his Paul. All right, this is Puck. Yes, Paul, Boum, Puck. Yes, Paul, Boum, Puck. Puck, Boum, Puck, Boum, Puck, Boum, Puck, Boum, 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 boum. Tonight when he comes home again, we'll put him there, he can't complain. A bedroom, bathroom, all complete. It is the most luxurious suite. A bedroom, bathroom, all complete. It is the most luxurious suite. The murder is still alive. Strike a book and strike, all three of us are in the blood. Tonight we'll put him on the spot.
If your Highness is with us?
Yes, you can count me in.
Good. I always think that 3 is the ideal number for a conspiracy. 2's only a secret. 3 is a plot.
By your leave, gentlemen. There will
Highness.
We're lost.
You have nothing to fear, gentlemen. If it is General Fritz's death that you are plotting, you will render an even greater service to the state.
Does your Highness really mean...
I mean that you will not only have my approval, but my help.
Your Highness is indeed a true patriot.
Personally, I call it most unladylike.
General Fritz has sent me a message asking my consent to his marriage with this girl, Wanda. That request I have, of course, granted. Within the hour they will be married in the chapel of the palace, but after that they will go... where?
The Red Suite.
Gentlemen, the Red Suite.
Thank you very much.
General, I think you're splendid.
Oh, thank you very much.
I really must have been offended.
Oh, thank you very much.
Perhaps the least it's unexpected.
Oh, thank you very much. That's what I call a party.
The best I had, I think.
To make a secret party.
If the doctor orders three.
Champagne a splendid tonic.
Let's hope so, we have none.
So with your breathless chronic,
It's very small.
amid the sparkling bubbles, one had to lose one day. Goodbye to care and trouble, we are all today. Amid the sparkling bubbles, one had to lose one day. Goodbye to care and trouble, we are off to bed. Good night, good night, good night.
Oh, good morning. That's what I call a party. Nothing to eat and plenty to drink.
Thank God my wife's in Paris.
Then you're a bachelor. So am I, for the moment.
On one point we are in complete agreement. My master, Prince Paul, must marry the Grande-Duchesse.
Absolutely. Haven't I been saying that the whole evening?
All you said is pass the bottle.
A code, my dear fellow, a code. I thought you knew. Pass the bottle. Fritz must be murdered.
Fritz must be murdered? Drastic, but necessary. Fritz must be murdered.
You agree? Good. But it's a secret, you know, a dead secret. I only told you because I like you.
Secret? Suppose I went to Her Royal Highness.
Oh, she's in it too. We're four already. The Grande-Duchesse, Prince Paul, Boum, and myself. But I don't mind your cutting in, or perhaps I should say cutting a throat.
I thought cutthroat was a game for three.
Fritz's throat, my dear fellow. I know my brain works very quickly, but do try to keep pace. Tonight, our beloved general and his charming wife will sleep in the Red Suite. Damn it, was that you?
Tonight, apparently, your beloved general prefers to sleep in the open air. Still, to keep your card metaphor, now's your chance of taking the name.
Will you cut for me?
What I? You're playing this hand.
Very well. Never yet have I failed my country.
Hello, General. Hush-a-bye, baby, hush-a-bye,
Oh, hush-a-bye nothing. Can't you fellas hold your liquor like men? Oh, Lord, there's another of them.
We are betrayed! Betrayed, my friends! All is lost! Gérolstein, honor, perhaps even life itself. Our only chance is to fly at once. Orderly, my horse!
Steady, Rudolph!
Steady be damned! I tell you, I smell treachery everywhere!
He means fear.
Ah, I see the whole thing now. You two as well. sold by one's sovereign, sold again by one's best friend. It's too brutal.
I don't know what you're talking about, but for heaven's sake, control yourself, General, or we certainly are lost.
Yeah, take it easy, old cock.
Old cock! Gad, sir, if I hadn't left the sword in the ladies' cloakroom, I'd...
Ladies' cloakroom?
Well, everyone makes mistakes. It's very dark up there. Don't laugh at me, puppy.
That's not the way to speak to your superior officer, my man.
Superior officer? I'd have you know that I was a full general before you got the marks of the cradle off your... off you. I'm not going to wait here to be insulted. I challenge you to a duel. I shall retrieve my sword from the place where I inadvertently left it. As the challenged party, you prefer pistols.
Oh, I don't care. Pistols for two and coffee for one, eh?
Coffin for one, you mean? Get yourself measured for it. Gad, I can hardly wait for my sword. Heart, kidneys, lights, liver. By the time I've finished with you, you'll look more like a mixed grill than a man. Damme, what a meal the dogs will have tomorrow.
Tight as a corset, poor old fool. You heard what I said, gentlemen? Go to bed.
Oh, perhaps you're right. Come on. Good morning, General.
And pleasant dreams in the Red Suite.
What's all this about the Red Suite? A password or something?
No, that's when we're going to...
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I thought it was me.
Well, General, having thought things over, I don't honestly say that I should gain much by cutting your throat.
Eh?
Besides, I loathe the sight of blood. And you would probably bleed the deuce of a lot, big chap like you.
What the devil are you talking about?
Let's understand each other. You don't want to marry the Grand-Duchess.
Of course I don't. I'm going to marry Wanda straight away.
I suggest that we join forces. You're going to marry Wanda. I, Wanda. Wanda want to marry the Grand-Duchess.
Here's wishing you the best of luck, sir.
Thanks. But look here, take my advice. As soon as you and Wanda are married, clear out.
But why? We're going to spend our honeymoon at the palace.
If you do, Wanda will be a widow tomorrow morning.
Do you really mean there's a plot to murder me?
Yes, and I'm ashamed to say that I was one of the original conspirators. Must have been mad. But the best thing you can do is to have a very quiet honeymoon in the country. Look here, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll have my coach waiting for you, and as soon as the wedding's over, you and Wanda can get away at once.
Oh, by Jove, sir, you're a sport. I don't know how to thank you.
Think nothing of it. I hope you and your wife will be very happy.
Oh! Left hand!
Hello. It is Wanda, isn't it? What on earth's the idea?
If I've got to marry into the army, I thought I might as well do the thing properly. You're always bragging about your soldiers, but they can't teach my girl grenadiers anything.
Can't they? Sorry to hear that. They look such nice girls.
I say, doesn't Wanda look perfectly lovely?
She certainly does. But that's more than you do. What you need is a bit of grooming. Bride grooming. Come on. We've got an appointment to see a man about our coach.
Now then, girls, let's see that we've got it absolutely right. Attention! Eyes right. Carry on. Carry on. show that we girls are just as good soldiers of your highness as the men.
Girls? Hussies.
I hope I haven't made your highness angry.
Angry? Do you think a little girl like you has the power to make me angry? But I understand that you're getting married this morning.
Yes. Yes, may it please your highness.
You're not marrying to please me, child. You're marrying to please yourself and, I suppose, your husband. But don't make this wedding more farcical than it is by this fantastic costume. A homespun gown and veil, that's all a peasant needs.
I am indebted to your highness for the advice.
We can trust Prince Paul either.
Kindly remember that you are speaking of my master.
Well, he's no use to us anyway. But the Grande-Duchesse, that's quite another matter.
Quite. I can't imagine why you insisted on having her in the plot. Politics and petticoats don't go together.
Exactly. Nor do soldiers and sin.
If I hadn't got more sense than you, I'd blow my brains out.
You'd have to be a damn good shot, Rudolph. Very neat.
Are you laughing at me, sir?
Why not, sir? People do, don't they?
Hey, what's that?
Your Excellency goes too far. I am entitled to laugh at my old friend, but...
A privilege which I imagine you must often exercise.
Me, sir. Only your diplomatic... what's the word?
Immunity.
Immunity prevents me from giving you a lesson in manners.
Oh, really? Don't let that stop you.
Don't bleat here. We have a public duty to perform. Whatever we may think about each other, and if I let myself go, I could say a good deal. The fact remains, this fellow Fritz has got to be killed.
But I understand that he and the General were going to fight a duel.
No, sir. On reflection, I have decided not to sully my sword with the blood of this ploughboy. My honor forbids it.
But your honor doesn't forbid you to cut his throat while he's asleep. Very nice.
Gentlemen, I must repeat, whether in fair fight or foul, this fellow must die. Are we all agreed?
Those against? Carried. Nem con. We've gone too far to draw back now.
But then if we can't draw back, we'd better draw lots. Who shall kill him?
No, you can leave me out of this.
Damn, sir. Are you trying to rat on us too?
Well, speaking as the ambassador of a neutral state, I say you can leave me out of this draw.
An ambassador? A coward, a pusillanimous poltroon. Let me split his gizzard. Orderly, my horse.
Are you putting your horse in this drawer too? Don't be a fool, Rudolph. This is a serious business.
You're right. My nurse always brought me up to believe that murder was a very serious business.
Must you bring your nurse into it as well as your horse?
That's a deliberate insult. My nurse, the only woman I ever allowed to put me to bed. You shall answer to me for this at once, sir, with sabers. Order me my nurse. I mean, my horse. Bah, bah, bah.
Would you stop bleating, Rudolph? This is a mere waste of time. Let's get down to business. Don't you worry. One of us three has got to kill Fritz.
Gad, sir, I envy anyone the chance.
In that case, we needn't draw, need we?
Well, having made the compact, we'd better go through with it. Though if one of you wins, he'll be my enemy for life.
I'm asking only a nominal price for my ticking.
Hold me back. Do you think I'd be beholden to you for the privilege of cutting Fritz's throat?
Business first, bickering afterwards, gentlemen. I have here 3 pieces of paper. One short, 2 long. Now, the one who gets the short paper becomes the savior of his country. Now you, having shown yourself the most enthusiastic, shall have the first choice. Then, if fate has not yet spoken, our friend, the Baron, Should the lot fall upon me, I shall not fail.
Me first. Well, no one shall say that they've seen Boum shirk his duty.
Congratulations, my dear Rudolph. You are Gerolstein's savior.
How? Well, so be it. Orderly!
No, a gentleman can't take his horse into a lady's bedroom. Health, bells, and fireworks. I take on the whole army.
Hello, Your Excellency. I expected to find the old general here, as we had a small matter to settle. But as he hasn't here, well, it suits me, as I'm going to get married to Wanda in a few minutes.
Well, congratulations, sir. I hope you will be very happy.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
I require my co-chair as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Following the prince's example, may I wish you the best of luck?
Thank you. A pair of old foxes.
I'm sure they're not.
Wouldn't trust them a yard. However, come on, darling, let's get it over.
Now, what the deuce?
Remarkably clever move, my dear Rudolph. Luring him into a false sense of security. Machiavellian.
Oh, I see. Quite.
We thought to get married in our little village church. We are being married instead in the chapel of a palace. I hardly dare to invite so many great people to our wedding, but
You're all welcome. And afterwards, I hope you'll join us here and drink our health.
wrote one's going to cut it. It simply isn't done. Damn bad form.
I don't want a lesson in manners from you.
But hang it all, there are certain decencies that one must observe. We're going to commit murder. Let's do it like gentlemen.
Oh, well, you ought to know more about the etiquette of such matters than I do.
Good morning, gentlemen. How cold it is here.
Now, Your Highness, you needn't be afraid that we shall bungle this affair.
Oh, no.
It should, I feel, be a very neat little assassination.
There will be no assassination.
What? No assassination? But Your Highness is not going to let this scoundrel go scot-free.
I have changed my mind. Murder is unworthy of a queen.
But the fellow deserves to be...
Shot! Exactly. But he must be shot with due regard to the law. I propose to try him on a charge of high treason.
But how will Your Highness draw the indictment?
Has not this farcical victory of his brought our army into ridicule and contempt? It will make Gérolstein the laughing stock of the whole world.
Your Highness didn't seem to think so just now.
Since then, I have received a very different account of what happened.
Ah.
General Fritz allowed, nay, encouraged his troops to behave in the most disgraceful fashion. A fashion which modesty forbids me to describe. So far from trying to restrain them, he himself set the example. Now, gentlemen, is that high treason, or is it not?
Most certainly, Your Highness. That sort of thing is covered by Section 7 of the Army Act.
Section 9, my dear Rudolph. That is, if I understand the kind of misconduct to which Her Highness alludes.
Nonsense! Section 7! I've shot dozens of men under Section 7.
You shot them? Are you aware that the maximum penalty under Section 7 is 5 days' confinement to barracks?
As Commander-in-Chief, I know no law.
Absolutely not.
Please, gentlemen, please. In Gérolstein, I am the law. General Fritz will not escape through any legal technicality.
So long as Your Highness is determined upon that.
Any section will do.
Yes, put it down there. There, that'll do. Steady.
What are you doing, Captain Népomuc?
I beg Your Highness' pardon. General Fritz's orders.
General Fritz's orders?
To regale his wedding guests, Your Highness. But why he can't make arrangements himself instead of leaving everything to me, I don't know.
What's this? Champagne cup? A week ago, a glass of beer was the height of our friend's ambition. Today, it's champagne.
From the royal cellar.
Outrageous impudence!
Yes, please don't wait. There'll be some little time yet.
Particularly as the General can't sign his own name.
Ah, Your Highness. Very gracious of you to attend the General's wedding. I feel sure he'll appreciate it.
I feel sure he will.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, please don't wait. The wine is here, and you know the toast. I must ask you to excuse me for a few minutes, as I have a commission to execute for General Fritz.
Thank goodness he's pushed something off on someone else for once. First, let us have a toast to Her Royal Highness.
are longing just to taste our wedded bliss.
You've lots of time your bliss to taste. That's what I call indecent taste.
My friends, you really must excuse us. Oh, my friends, you just can't refuse us. It isn't right, most impolite. It isn't right, most impolite. My reasons I dare not explain. I merely say we must be going. Perhaps we'll soon be back again. Perhaps we won't be, there's no knowing. Our hearts with thanks are overflowing. What we both feel I cannot tell. But it's time now to say farewell. Must we say farewell? Must we say farewell? Oh dear, let the way be another day. We leave you and then we'll come back again. Today, we'll go. We're late on way, on my goodbye.
Stop! Arrest that man!
What? Arrest me? Here, don't you recognize me? I'm your general.
Sorry, sir. Her Highness's orders.
But there must be some mistake.
None.
What am I charged with?
The charge is one of high treason.
I treason? Struth.
In that you, as Commander-in-Chief of all our forces, did neglect your duty, did, by your example, undermine the morale of our troops, and in pursuit of personal ambition, did resort to a cowardly and ignoble subterfuge.
At least I won the war without the loss of a single man.
A bloodless victory. A victory without honor.
Without honor? Then why did your Highness crown me with laurels?
I made a mistake. I should have crowned you with hops.
Very neat, that.
Very bitter.
Perhaps your Highness would have been better pleased if I had sacrificed the whole army.
Impertinence will not help you, General Fritz.
I can't make head or tail of all this, Wanda, can you?
Do be careful what you say, Fritz, darling.
For the moment, we will leave the first count and proceed with a more serious charge, that of corrupting the troops.
But your Highness...
Silence! We are speaking.
Yes, you keep out of this, darling. It'll be all right.
Do you deny that you introduced this girl, Wanda, into the camp?
No.
Do you deny that you allowed the same license to the officers and men under your command?
No.
Do you deny that you, as general, were responsible for this disgraceful state of affairs?
No. But your Highness...
Then the charge is proven.
Up to the hilt.
For such a crime, there can be only one punishment.
Death.
Aye, death. Have you anything to say before I pass sentence?
I crave to be heard while I try to reply. Your Highness, the charge I deny. It's a lie. Don't think that I'm frightened to die, no, not I. But your Highness, I do ask why. Whose ambition now is to try all your commands to satisfy. Now must I, you shall die. I'm afraid, yes, afraid I'm wasting my breath. Your Highness, the sentence is death. Is that all? Yes, death. Is that all you have to say? A man who can kiss under fire, rapid fire, is someone you can but admire, He's not a deserter who shirks while he flirts, but he gets his delightful dessert. Of course, love and war should combine. Love's proper place is the firing line. Fire, oh fire, very fine. Is it not? If flirtatious soldiers deserve to be shot, you must choose the whole lot. And shot! Stormy rock, untrembled your army and chase on the law.
Sheer bravado.
Colossal impudence. Why can't the fellow take his gruel without this fanfaronade?
Fanny who?
I got it right the first time, and you heard it.
Your Highness, let me speak.
No!
Your Highness must and shall hear me.
Whatever you say can make no difference.
But you can't do this. You made him a general
leave this to me. I'm used to it. Sergeant Major, you heard the sentence. Carry on.
Do you mean shoot him?
What the devil do you think I meant? Kiss him?
Goodbye, my darling.
Platoon! Level! Oh!
Stop!
Thank God.
What the devil's going on here? Her Highness has convicted the prisoner, General Fritz, of high treason.
Rubbish! Sergeant Major, dismiss these men at once.
Very good, sir. Quick! March!
Away from that wall, my dear fellow. You look so damn silly. Well?
General Fritz?
General Fritz is one of your Highness' most loyal subjects.
But, Paul, what could I have done?
Done? That doesn't matter now. I'll tell you what you're going to do. That mule has kicked a bit of sense into me, and you're going to marry me now!
Paul, I'm so glad you came when you did.
So is Fritz, I should think. Upon the occasion of my marriage to Her Highness, I proclaim a general amnesty of all political prisoners. General Fritz will therefore be released at once. The command of our army will...
Paul, you are sweet.
Will revert to General Boum. Baron Puck will gazette the appointment.
Paul, you're simply wonderful.
Yes, aren't I?
That's what I call a real Fritz. Well, let bygones be bygones. Farmer Fritz.
Farmer sounds good to me. I'd rather have a field of wheat than a field of battle any day.
I should think the sabre of my sire would make an excellent spare for a mowing machine.
No, it belongs to the general now. Oh, and by the same token, your plumes, sir.
Oh, you would receive a chit for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you give us the honor of your company at our wedding?
My subjects, my friends.
At last I've regained my position.
At last I got all I desire.
At last I've achieved my ambition. At last I've earned permission to retire.
To whom, dearest, now we're going?
Where you'll be welcome, one and all.
No title useful in throwing. I shall find happiness with all.
Of leisure I'll enjoy the fruits, I shan't regret the change I'll wager. Let's raise a batch of new recruits and send them to the sergeant major.
We'll raise a batch of new recruits and send them to the sergeant major.
Now having found that we both care, we get married as Paul told you. And though we'd love to see you, I fear the chapel wouldn't hold you.
And though we'd love to see you, there within the chapel wouldn't hold you. Good luck, good luck.
You wish us luck, I know you do. And so we wish good day to you. You wish us luck, I know you do. And so we wish good day to you.
And so we wish good day to you. We wish you luck, you know you do. Good day. We wish you luck, good day to you. We wish you luck, good day to you. Father and Father and good day to you.
The Grande-Duchesse of Gérolstein by Jacques Offenbach, with English libretto by G.P. Robinson and musical adaptation by Sidney Baines. The part of the Grande-Duchess was sung by Maureen Guy, Wanda by Joanne Brown, Fritz by Bernard Dickerson, Baron Puck by Gordon Faith, General Boum by Eric Shilling, Prince Paul by Kenneth Bowen, Baron Grog and the Sergeant Major by Leslie Fyson, Captain Nepomuc by John Coombs, Isa by Margaret Slade, Olga by Penelope Clark, Amélie by Elizabeth Booth, and Charlotte by Yvonne Newman. The BBC Singers and the BBC Concert Orchestra, led by Arthur Price, were directed by their principal conductor, Ashley Lawrence. The producer was Barry Knight. Eric Shilling appeared by permission of Sadler's Wells Opera.